Good morning, open door and friends. This is my favorite time of the day. I love mornings. There's just something new, fresh about the mornings. It's like a blank slate, a new start. Most mornings you're gonna find me at the front of our house sitting in our rocker overlooking one of our tanks, and it's just me and the birds. And they always sing to me in the morning. I love that time. But this morning, you'll notice that I'm standing in front of our gate. And I wanted you to see the blessing that we pronounce over our visitors as they leave our property. Shalom. Now, shalom is a Hebrew word, and it not only means peace, but it means harmony and wholeness and completeness, prosperity, welfare, and tranquility. Wow, that is a packed word. And that's what I want to speak over you this morning. You see, we're living in a time where there's just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknowns. And one morning I was walking and I was praying, and the Lord spoke to me, and he said, in quietness and confidence, that's going to be your strength. And I thought, that's good, Lord, that's good. So I looked it up, and I found it in Isaiah 30. You see, Isaiah 30 is talking about the children of Israel. They're probably a lot like us. They had an affinity to Egypt. Egypt represents slavery, bondage, oppression. I don't think we willingly go into slavery or bondage or oppression, but we kind of allow ourselves to get there. We could certainly do that in this day and time. We could allow ourselves to be in slavery or bondage to fear and just have an oppressiveness come over us because of everything that tends to be going on around us. There's a lot. In addition to the COVID-19 virus that's going on, life is happening. We've got a precious lady in our church that is on a ventilator in the hospital, and every day, you know, we don't know which way she will go. And then I received word from a dear friend with a diagnosis of cancer, and you know, calling and checking on my neighbors, and they have needs. And so, you know, life continues with its struggles, but the word that the Lord is giving us this morning, I believe, is found in Isaiah 30. He said, return to me and rest in me, and you will be saved. He says, I want you to come to me and to rest and know I've got this. Now, you see, resting is not something that's easy for me. I'm a doer. I like to be up and moving. My mother-in-law is always telling me, can't you just sit for a little bit? No. That's really hard for me. But you know, last night, I'll tell you what I did. Reggie Stone is just this awesome worship pastor, and he came on Facebook, and for one solid hour, he played worship music, and this girl rested. And the peace and the tranquility that filled my soul was incomparable. He tells us in verse 18, he says, you know, I'm waiting for you to come to me and let me show you my love and my compassion. He goes on to say in 20, you know, I want you to understand. I know that we are surrounded with adversity. We're surrounded with suffering, but he also wants you to know that he has a blessing of peace that he wants to grant to you. Do you not have the answer to a situation? Do you not know what to do? Are you fearful of what tomorrow may hold? I don't know what today holds. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But I do know that I can live under the Shalom blessing. And that's what I want to speak over you today. He said, if you don't know what to do, in verse 21, he says, I'm going to be your teacher. And I'm going to be like that voice behind your ear. And he's going to say, you go to the right, you go to the left. He will instruct you in the way you should go. So this morning, I want to speak the word shalom over you. Jesus, thank you so much for the knowledge that we can come to you and be in absolute rest. And we can have tranquility in our hearts. And Jesus, I do pray for every person that may be suffering with a sickness, and I'm going to ask you to bring healing to their bodies. Lift them up to health and to wholeness. Is there someone struggling with uncertainty of a job? Father, you provide, and show them that you are our provider. Thank you, Jesus, for your peace that surpasses all understanding, that's going to keep our hearts and our minds through you. Lord, in everything, will you get glory and will you get honor? And it's in the name above every name that I pray, Jesus. Amen.